Okay, we will call this November 13th council meeting to order, and I would like to acknowledge that we are holding this meeting on the unceded lands of the Mi'kmaq. Let's stand for the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Okay, record of attendance, no absent with regrets. Any declarations of conflict of interest, anyone? Not so far. And approval of the agenda, that the agenda be approved as circulated, please. Deputy, Councillor Dares. All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Approval of minutes. So we have some that are a ways back, but they were never covered under council. I understand that's it. Okay. All right, so the special town council, April 5th, 2023, please. Councillor Cleveland, moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Town council, June 12th, 2025. Deputy, Councillor Lesser. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Town council, October 9th, 2025, please. Councillor Cleveland, second by Councillor Hatfield. Discussion on this one? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Special Town Council, October 14th, 2025, please. Councillor Hatfield. Councillor Cleveland. All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Committee of the Whole, October 30th, 2025. Councillor Lesser and Councillor Hatfield. Any discussion on this one? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Thank you. And we have a presentation, International Communities in Bloom Award. That's you, Councillor Dares.
Yes, thank you. Your Worship, we have two members of the Communities in Bloom Committee for the Town of Yarmouth in the audience who are going to make the presentation to your Worship of the recent accomplishment of the committee. And these two members were chosen because this is our 20th year of Communities in Bloom in the Town of Yarmouth. And Dave Solos and David Warner are two of the original members who still are extremely active in the Communities in Bloom movement. So I invite them forward to make the presentation. Thank you.
Your Worship and councillors, it is indeed a pleasure to be able to present this award tonight. So this year, the town of Yarmouth entered into not the provincial, not the national, not the Circle of Champions, but the international category in Communities in Bloom, and we won our category. That says a lot about this community. It's a measure. It's not about flowers. It's a portion of it is about flowers. It's about the quality of life in your community and how hard people work, including all of you folks, to make this the community that it is. So it's a recognition of that. It's a delight to be able to do this. So we're proud.
If I can add a couple of items. We were in Stratford, Ontario this year. We had lunch a couple of us, with Jim and Laurie Colbeck. I gave them a Yarmouth pin, and 4 days later, it was still on them. So they are proud of Yarmouth as they were of Stratford, which was their hometown. But in addition, when you go through the airport, be careful. They think it's drugs. So they open your suitcase, they pull this out, they say, "Oh, that's nice." But they said, "You must be very proud of that." And yes, we are very proud of this for our community.
So can you explain just a little bit about what this Small Communities Award is internationally?
What happens is sizes of communities make a difference. In the international category, there's large communities, medium-sized, and small. Small goes to around 20,000. So we compete against other communities of a similar size on all of the variety of things that we do through heritage, environment, neatness, pride, community involvement, all sorts of categories, in addition to flowers, trees, and landscapes. So we compete and are judged. A couple of the items that they did say, our judges come in the middle of the summer and they said, "No one shows pride like you do." And that's really what this community is all about. So I think we've shown what Communities in Bloom was designed for, and that's to show what a community can do when it gets together and shows pride.
So on behalf of Town Council and our staff, and I know a lot of our staff have worked long, hard hours to make sure that we are a community that has a great quality of life. To win an international award for communities 20,000 and under is a huge feat. It is a big, big deal. And, I think that if folks would, just go online or come to some meetings or take a peek at what Communities in Bloom does, you're absolutely right. It's not just about flowers. It's completely about the quality of life in this town, and it's off the charts. It's not perfect for everyone, but the quality of life here is nothing less than top notch. So I'm going to say a big thank you from all of us to every single member that put their time in. I know you have amazing teams and a great committee, so thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Yes, so I will say, in addition to all this, we have offered to host the National Symposium in 2027, and we have been given that recognition. So for the second time, we'll be hosting the National Symposium of Communities in Bloom Parks and Grounds here in Yarmouth in 2027. There's work to be done, but it will again make our community shine. One of the other things that they noticed in their judging was the difference, the progress that's made between times when they come to visit. It's not like we're a town that's standing still. We work with the recommendations the judges make, and we try to make those make a difference in our community, and it shows. And I do have to say credit to the town staff that are fully behind this. So it's an award for everybody.
Good staff. Thank you, gentlemen, everyone. Oh, we get that too.
You get that too.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a good way to get started. Okay, so we have public hearing now, and what happens here is we have two issues, two items on the agenda. I will read the agenda item, and if anybody in the audience wants to, there's just a couple people, but if anybody wants to speak to it, I'll ask 3 times, and if nobody wants to speak to it, we'll move it on anyway into the regular meeting. So 3 Commercial Street, for the proposed amendments to the land use bylaw to rezone 3 Commercial Street from low-density residential R1 zone to medium-density residential R2 zone. Would anybody like to speak to this one? Would anyone like to speak to this one? And I'll ask one last time, 3 Commercial Street, would anyone like to speak to this? Okay, we'll deal with that in business arising. And for 191 Main Street, for the proposed amendments to the municipal planning strategy to change the designation of 191 Main Street from residential to central business district as shown in attachment 2. For the proposed amendment to the land use bylaw to rezone 191 Main Street from medium-density residential, Main Street R2M zone to downtown commercial C1 as shown in attachment 3. For the proposed amendment to the tax incentive grant program area map, part of the Central Business District Improvement Plan bylaw, to include 191 Main Street with the Central Business District, and for the proposed amendment to Section 14.0 of the Central Business District Improvement Plan bylaw to add the phrase, "unless otherwise permitted by the town," at the beginning of the section. Would anyone like to speak to this? Would anyone like to speak to this issue? And on 191 Main Street, would anyone like to speak? Okay, hearing no one, we will move these into business arising. So same thing, under 3 Commercial Street. Do you want me to read that one again? Okay.
I'll make the motion.
All right, thank you. So moved, seconded. Counselor Lesser?
Just for clarification, it says 3 commercial, but on the map it shows 3 and 5. I'm assuming each of the properties, it looks like 1 and 3 are the first property, and then, 1 and 2, and then it says 3 and 5 on that property, and at the top it says 5 commercial on one of the documents. I'm just making sure that we do it right.
Take a peek here.
On the one with the 3 maps, it says 5 commercial at the top instead of 3. But then on the house, it actually shows 3 and 5, both belonging to
Yeah,
that property.
it is one property. It does have 2 civic numbers, but it is the full property that's proposed to be rezoned.
So do we need to change the motion to have 5 on there, or just it would go along with?
Honestly, I'm not sure that both civic numbers have been assigned. Like
Okay.
that property may just be displaying or be known by 3 Commercial Street. I'm pretty sure they would have checked that, but for greater certainty, if you want to include in the motion that it's 3 and 5, or the property that appears as 3 and 5, then that would be appropriate.
Okay. Go ahead, Counselor.
Well, I just noticed on that street that the same conditions exist for property 7 and 9 and 15 and 17. I would suggest that it's probably because they're large enough to be subdivided.
So should we put 3 and 5? Greg's looking. Our solicitor is looking.
Yeah, it's known as 3 and 5.
Okay.
Just a question, though. There is no distinction, and this is a question for Greg, if he doesn't mind. There's no distinction in property online or anywhere else that would show a portion of that property as 3.
No, it's all one property. It has one PID number, which is some have, if it was a duplex, for example, could have 2 civic numbers on one property, so I'm not familiar with that building, and maybe that's the case, yeah.
Yeah. So do you see any issue with perceiving and just referring to it as 3, or?
No, I think you're fine.
So we're okay to leave it as 3? You okay with that, Counselor? Okay, with the solicitor's advice. Okay, so we have a mover and a seconder? Okay, any more discussion on this one? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. And 191 Main Street, the rezoning. Do you want me to reread this one? No? Are you okay? Okay, moved by Counselor Hatfield, seconded by Counselor Lesser. Any discussion on 191? Go ahead.
Just for the public's interest, it's almost a housekeeping measure to sort of bring it in alignment with the downtown, with the central business district. And the property, there's two parts of the motion, and it looks confusing, but it's just basically housekeeping, and it's to bring that proposed commercial operation into compliance with the downtown district. And yeah, it's been debated and talked about at council several times, so thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, any more discussion?
Your worship,
Yes, sir.
the clerk would like this treated as 4 separate motions, so
Okay,
if you would.
all right. So that, the first motion that council pass second reading to the proposed amendments to the municipal planning strategy to change the designation of 191 Main Street from residential to central business district is shown in attachment 2. Moved, and seconded, discussion on this one. All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. And that council pass second reading to the proposed amendment to the land use bylaw to rezone 191 Main Street from medium-density residential, Main Street R2M zone, to downtown commercial C1 as shown in attachment 3, please. Okay? Okay, moved and seconded. Discussion on this? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Motion 3, that council pass second reading to the proposed amendment to the tax incentive grant program area map, part of the Central Business District Improvement Plan bylaw, to include 191 Main Street within the Central Business District. Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this one? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Excuse me. That council pass second reading to the proposed amendment to section 14.0 of the Central Business District Improvement Plan bylaw to add the phrase "unless otherwise permitted by the town" at the beginning of the section. So moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Okay, 11C, New Year's levy. Excuse me. We said we were going to discuss what we wanted to do with this. I just gotta grab water. Everybody's got a cold. Okay, so where do we want to start? I think the last time I heard a few options. We can do or not do. Go ahead, Deputy.
I think it's a great way to kick off a new year to have the public around and at least do something. I'm not sure what it could turn into, but I think it's fairly well attended. I know I look forward to it every year, and I know a few other people do too as well. But like I said, I'm open to anything. I just think it's good that we do something just to show our citizens, new year, new start. It's nice to start off on the right foot and get in with the public and, have some chats and see everyone to start a new year. But as far as where it is, what it is, how it is quite open to discussion, I think.
Thank you. Okay, who else? Councilor Dayers?
I would like to see a little more done to promote donations to the food bank and include that in any invitation to the levy, and also maybe put out a bucket for people who would like to make a cash donation to the food bank. Thank you.
We can do that. Understand our demographic. Go ahead, Councilor Lesser.
Just for anybody in the public that if this passes and we have one, it's great entertainment. The music is always phenomenal and the acoustics in here are really good. So anybody who hasn't been, it's a good opportunity if we have it to attend.
Anyone else want to weigh in? Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, I think it falls under the category, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I have attended every year I've been a counselor, and it feels like it's growing.
Yes.
And I think people really enjoy the opportunity to mingle and talk. I think they enjoy the music a lot. Yeah, I have no problem with being there and participating in any way that I can be helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, so we need a motion on this one. Motion could be as simple as that council continues with the New Year's levy, and it can be approved or not. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'd be willing to make that motion. I do think that it's been fairly successul, and I'd love to see it perhaps even promoted a little bit more within the citizens of our community, and to see it grow. Musically, it's fun. It's always a great kickoff. Unfortunately, this year I'm not available for it, which is why I've kind of kept quiet. It feels kind of hypocritical to tell everybody how I should be doing it, and then I'll be out of town for that particular time. But it always is something I look forward to. I've been doing it. I usually do it every year. I don't think I've missed a year since I became a counselor. This would be the first one, and it's always a great way to kind of get everybody together and kick things off and say hello to the new year. Everything kind of wraps up. You get through the holidays. And then at that point, it's kind of time to move forward. And it's always a great opportunity to do that.
Okay. All right, moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Contrary? Okay, open air burning bylaw amendment. That council pass second reading to amend the open air burning bylaw to remove the $50 annual permit fee. Moved, seconded. Discussion on this one? Go ahead.
Well, it's great to see this happening now that the rain is coming down, for one thing. But this is one of those, it's almost a no-brainer. We experimented with having the open air burning bylaw, but the $50 fee is just, to me, just a little bit of an extra bit of, I don't know, it's just not particularly necessary. And so it's good to see that this is being removed, and that hopefully, fingers crossed, that we have not a drought situation next year, but that this gives people opportunity to further enjoy their backyards.
Go ahead.
Just so there's no further confusion on the issue, this does not preclude you from the requirement to have a burning permit. So you still have to apply for the permit, it's just that there's no cost anymore. Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. New business. Do you want to read this one, Counselor?
Yeah, I certainly will. Thank you very much, Your Worship. I'll read the motion and then just make a couple of comments. The recommended motion is that Council send a letter of congratulations to Michael McDonald of Eastlink Community TV on the occasion of his retirement, recognizing and thanking him for his outstanding contributions to our region since beginning his career at Eastlink in 1988. Over his many years of service, Michael has produced countless programs and features that reflect and celebrate who we are as a region, from news and special interest stories to decades of local sporting events, community programming such as TV Bingo, the regular broadcast of our own council meetings and those of our fellow municipalities. Through his work, he's helped preserve and share the stories of our people, our communities, and our accomplishments, leaving a lasting legacy of connection and pride across the region. That's the motion.
Motion. Seconded? Okay.
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
My comment is I've known Michael, well, since we were in high school together. Both went into communications and in our own separate ways, journalism, just in different directions. I've worked with Michael a lot through the last 37 years. 1988, that's a long career. You have to think in that time, there has to be thousands. I was trying to think of a number that would make sense, but when you think about what Eastlink has meant to our community in terms of telling stories and sporting events and the In Focus and the features that he does and Christmas daddies and fundraisers and all of it, it's thousands of hours of time. And it kind of makes me sad in its own way. He deserves huge congratulations for this. It's a wonderful career, and he should be very proud, which is why I brought this up. But it's also, in its own way, kind of bittersweet in that I don't see the next generation coming in. And as someone who spent a lot of time in this, it really does worry me a little bit, because the strength and the identity of a community lies in the stories that are being told. And they've been told so well through Eastlink, through the work of Bell Hatfield when it comes to the Vanguard, and to other people through the radio station, through all of that. And I'm hoping that there's opportunity for those stories to continue to be told in their own special way. But Michael certainly deserves this recognition. One other small thing I want to mention, and I'm sure this is my fault, but the motion has his name on it, and it's misspelled. It's Michael McDonald, M.A.C., just for a note that once we actually write the letter. But very well deserved, and proud to say that he's served this community well over the last 37 years.
Thank you. I think he's served with integrity and certainly provided all the angles to everything he's done. He's fun to work with, and he always gives me at least 10 chances to change my mind, which is good. Which is good, but we're getting pretty good at the first take. Go ahead, Councillor Dayers.
Very, very quick comment. I've worked with Michael on numerous different projects over the years, and the thing that strikes me is that you can't work with him without him becoming his friend. It's that simple. You develop a friendship from the first time you work with him, and it lasts. So I'm glad that we're offering this congratulations in this form. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. I have an NSFM update that I wanted to share, and I did get a bunch of notes, but saying, you know, why do you travel to NSFM and what is it? And so it's just important to keep everyone updated on what happens here. So NSFM is the advocacy and training group. It's a nonprofit group that looks after the members are all the municipal units in the entire province, so everyone from Halifax to Yarmouth to Cape Breton, every one of the 49 municipalities. So I'll read as fast as I can, but I just wanted to share what happened at this past one. And if you want more information on any of the things that I mentioned, then you can talk. Bell was there, Councillor Hatfield was there, I was there. I know you had to do something different. I know others attend as well. So as with most professions, elected officials are not without the need for professional development. We don't come in as experts in everything, and we don't leave as experts in everything, but we learn along the way, and we can all agree no amount of education is ever wasted. NSFM provides the vast majority of our professional development, and the conference this year once again did just that. Aptly titled Local Focus, Lasting Impact, the conference centered around those things that can have lasting impact on municipalities. It started, for me, for Bell and I actually, it started with a day-long board meeting, which was my last one to chair as president of NSFM for this year. The first session, meetings that matter, governance, strategy, and public trust. It provided attendees practical tools to ensure meetings are more effective, inclusive, and strategically impactful. Good governance was the highlight. And I think with everything changing in the world of politics, that was very well received. The keynote speaker this year, we got lucky. It was Tariq Haddad of the Peace by Chocolate fame, peace being the operative word. And what I can say about this outstanding, humble, positive speaker is that when you hear his story, and I'm sure everybody here has, you should come out of it understanding just how welcoming Nova Scotia is, the impact of kindness on the world, and that immigrants are one of our most valued resources. As president, I chaired a number of sessions. Together with NSFM CEO, we covered emerging issues for municipalities, which included, but aren't limited to, the following. And I read these because these are the things that we're working on at a provincial level, but they touch us as a municipal unit. But the work has to be done there. So the fire services, following a fire services review that included consultation with firefighters and municipalities over the summer, the Fire Safety and Services Act received first reading in the fall legislature. At NSFM, we were part of a joint submission to ensure municipal concerns were addressed and to provide effective ways forward. Lots more work to be done, but at least we're at the table. Transportation, much of my time in the president's seat this year was spent with the province, both minister and staff, on the transportation issue. The joint regional transportation plan led by Link Nova Scotia, which is something new this year, has been released publicly. The plan outlines a 20-year framework and focuses on improving connectivity among the 15 municipalities within 1 hour of Halifax. So it doesn't touch us yet, but it's a program for transportation that's going to come into communities. So after it touches those in the, we always call it the Golden Triangle, once it touches all of those, then it starts to move towards us, and we need to be able to be on board with that. Municipal governance was another one. We did a lot of work around strong mayors and what it could look like in Nova Scotia, because at NSFM, the members are the municipalities. We did a survey with all our members, which clearly showed there was little or no interest in strong mayor powers. So our work around this helped inform the provincial decision not to have strong mayor powers. Land use planning was another one. Provincial special planning areas allow the Minister of Municipal Affairs to designate lands and exempt them from municipal planning and permitting processes. Now think about that one. The minister can just say, no, you can't, you're not going to do municipal planning for these. And the reason is that they wanted to be able to designate them, for example, in the town of Yarmouth, housing, long-term care, and child care facilities. So they're just saying to our planning department, you can't do that. So as you can imagine, the conversation around this focused much on local government autonomy and our ability to understand our communities, where everything should go. And our staff has to be able to plan far ahead. So we're keeping an eye on that one, although it's already gone through, just to see what happens. Wind West, we've all heard a lot about that. The government of Canada did announce Wind West Atlantic Energy will be one of the projects the Federal Major Projects Office will work to accelerate as a transformative project of national importance. So it'll keep moving forward. We'll hear more about that. There are more, but NSFM's involved in files like this and works closely with municipalities and other levels of government towards what's best for our communities. And if we're not at those tables, we don't have a say in, for example, small town say, and that's what we are. At the conference also, as president, I got to do 3 fireside chats, one with the Minister of Municipal Affairs, the Honourable John A. Macdonald, who was sitting in for the Premier because he was away. He's now the Minister of Energy, so he was in, I think he was in Houston. Houston was in Houston on business. I did one with the leader of the official opposition of the NDP, which is the Honourable Claudia Chender, and one with the interim leader of the Liberal Party, the Honourable Derek Monberquette. We discussed issues such as natural resources and economic development, environment and climate change, fire services, energy, municipal revenue, trying to find new ways to bring in money to municipalities. We talked about sustainable transportation and more. Session was held on governance and oversight in Nova Scotia policing, and basically in the midst of a policing review, it was important that NSFM provide an overview of the independent bodies with distinct roles in handling complaints, reviewing conduct, and ensuring accountability. The always popular municipal success stories session was focused on engagement that works. So in a nutshell, 3 municipalities got to share creative ways that they connect with their residents, and we do it really well here, but you can always learn more, so we'll come back with some of those ideas, approaches that meet people where they are, strengthen trust, those types of things, so important for all of us. The Federation of Canadian Municipalities, they advocate, their NSFM, we're provincial, and they're federal. They advocate for municipalities at the federal level. I know I did get to go in the spring to Washington and took part in bringing our Canadian message to the American mayors who were gathered there in Washington for their conference. And what we got was basically a really brief outline of how the federal budget affects municipalities. And by the way, we don't have anything to do with the federal budget. Just to make that clear to those folks out there that think maybe we do, they would be wrong. A minister's panel included the Honorable John A. MacDonald again, the Department of Municipal Affairs, Honorable Tim Hallman, who's the Minister of Department of Environment and Climate Change, and the Honorable Fred Tilley, Minister of the Department of Public Works, and the Honorable John White, Minister of Housing, Department of Growth and Development. I had a lot of fun chairing that one. They all got to speak on all their departments, and it was, everyone was listening really intently because there's nothing that these ministers don't do that doesn't touch us at a local level. So lots of information there. The Executive Deputy Minister of Municipal Affairs did an update. Our NSFM board member and our councillor, Belle Hatfield, was a speaker in the Basic Income Guarantee Opportunities and Challenges for Municipalities session. She did that to cause a kerfuffle in the community, I'm pretty sure. Sorry. I just couldn't believe. When we do these sessions, we're there to learn about them, to provide information, to hear feedback, but basically to share what something is about when the public is talking about it. It doesn't mean we are for or against anything. It just means we are trying to put information forward. So it's important to note that, especially today. It's being discussed within Canada, so we wanted our members to have an idea of what it's about. We had a session on legal support for councils around the role of municipal solicitor. We know the value of our solicitor at our tables, that's you. But understanding how it works, when they're brought into conversation, who interacts with them, how legal advice is delivered and applied, and much more. They're important learning points when it comes to council's responsibilities. And we're fortunate to have, we had Noella Martin as our speaker. Noella's great. So we did DEIA session. It was led by the Director of Race Relations, Equity, Inclusion at the Nova Scotia Human Rights Commission. That was well attended. We did short-term rentals and how they support Nova Scotia tourism. I did a fireside chat with Peter Gregg, who's the President and CEO of Nova Scotia Powers. There was lots of open discussion there. I did ask him about our power grid, because our power grid is Wade, you know this because of the work you do. We're pretty loaded. So if we're going to bring industry in, we need extra room on our power grid. So the importance of sitting there face to face with the CEO and president is, it's the best way to get the work done and get the questions asked. Yeah, for us here. The last two sessions, in my opinion, were the most important for me and pertinent to today. The first was navigating the policy and personal, social media in the municipal world. So how do we manage social media in today's world? It was excellent, and I'd love to get, I think Val, correct me if I'm wrong, but if there's PowerPoint, they will have those online and we can share them. Yeah, because it was really good. The last session, much needed, was mental health in office, real talk, real tools. The emotional and psychological toll of public service and the strategies leaders can use to maintain mental well-being while serving communities was discussed. It was a candid conversation about the realities of leadership and how to protect your mental health while serving. It was my favorite, and I took away a lot of tools, and when that we get a little synopsis of that, we'll certainly share it. So I've done, I'm almost done, I've done 2 NSFM conferences a year for 13 years. They're all great. I felt like this was one of the best. Given the landscape of municipal government, the fact that it's not even close to what it used to be. There's higher expectations, more time to put in, more things to cover. I'll just say this, we have, probably shouldn't, but I will. We have two RCMP members here this evening. Thank you for attending. The incivility is off the charts, and we don't mind, well, I shouldn't say we don't mind. It's okay to be called names once in a while. It's not okay to threaten people's lives, and that happened again today. Happened to me a couple of weeks ago, and I know that you were all patrolling the house, so thank you for that. But it happened again this afternoon, and a call was made just to have the members come in because it wasn't just me, it was council. So you can stop that anytime. We don't, well, sorry, I don't know what else to say. Like, we don't sit here to be attacked and have our lives threatened. We're human beings. We have children and grandchildren and families and pets, and yeah, so stop. That won't work, by the way, I'm just saying. So I do want to, I want to thank the NSFM membership, the province for working with me. It was a lot of long days, long nights, a lot of hours. The staff at NSFM for making me, making me look good, like our CAO does, providing me with more speaking notes than I had time to write. But mostly I want to thank this council for granting me permission to do the work I continue to do at the provincial and federal level. I can't do it without your permission, you all know that. And it's just the best way we can get what we need here is for us to be part of the provincial and federal conversations. It's better than looking on from the outside. So I just want to thank you for allowing me to do that. Long update, but that's a little bit of what happened at the conference. And then we know that the networking is off the charts. So lots of contacts and things like that. So if you got any questions, you can, any more information you need on any of those things, let me know. Yarmouth Mariners Hockey Club request. The recommended motion there is that council grant $5,000 to the Yarmouth Mariners Hockey Club to host the Maritime Hockey League All-Star event on December 9th and 10th, 2025. Okay, moved and seconded. Go ahead, Councillor.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a quick comment. For me, these are the things that we do well. It's one of our strong points is our ability to put on events that make a lasting impact, and they make a lasting impact through the province, and they make a lasting impact through the community. Economically, it's a two-day event, and it's one of those things that it'll bring in a lot of people. There'll be huge crowds at the Mariner Center. They'll get to see a partially built expansion, which is kind of nice to see. I'll be glad when it's done, but it's nice to see. And as far as the request for money, economic impact on something like this is usually fairly large. They're asking for $5,000, and I do believe that request went to our fellow municipalities as well. And that doesn't even cover the cost of the charge that the MHL puts to get everything rolling, the licensing fee, if you will. So it's a very humble request, if you will, in terms of amount, especially considering the amount that we get out of it. So that's why I'm supporting this.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
I guess the most important question is if we have money. Just, I guess, before we support it. But the other point is some of these events, and we've had provincials and stuff held, they can't be in for grant time, as we're aware, because you're bidding on things that, last minute, and you don't necessarily know that you're going to be hosting things. So there are times where things come in outside of grant time that we consider as well, but I am curious about the money piece.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so, excuse me, when the request came in, and it just came in this week, I asked the Director of Finance to be sure that we had the money. He says we do. I can confirm, I'm not usually on my phone at council meetings, but the other two councils are meeting this evening as well, and I can confirm that the District of Yarmouth has confirmed their request of $5,000. So that's just for information.
Anyone else? Okay. Oh, go ahead.
So the Yarmouth Mariners Hockey Club, what is that?
It's hockey.
It's the junior 18, okay, I just wanted, so it's the Mariners team,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Council advisory, that's you, Deputy.
Recommend a motion that council repeal the healthy eating in municipal and recreation settings policy.
Okay, so that's moved. Can we have a seconder? Okay, thank you. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary? Well, I can't pass it with two.
That's right.
Denied? Okay, go ahead.
I recommend a motion that council adopt the healthy eating policy.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried.
Recommend a motion that council repeal the idling control bylaw.
Seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried.
Recommend a motion that council direct staff to investigate the installation of streetlights on Jarvis Road.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary? Motion carried.
Recommend a motion that council approve the proposed amendment to the Mariner Center intermunicipal agreement.
Seconded. Discussion on this one? Go ahead, Counselor.
Just, I don't know if it matters or not. Once again, I don't know why I'm finding these little things, but on the intermunicipal agreement under Yarmouth, it does say warden as opposed to mayor. I don't know if that needs to be changed, but it's not a big deal. I keep finding these little things tonight. I don't know, I'm being picky, I guess, but
It's, you're hired. Okay,
On the next, I'm declaring a conflict.
The red.
what's that? Oh, yes, okay. Okay, so this one, under the Mariner Center, moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried.
Recommend a motion that council approve the 2025-2030 Western Regional Enterprise Network intermunicipal agreement.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Did you note that Councillor Cleveland stepped away? Thank you. I knew you did that. I just didn't know if you heard him. Certainly.
Councilor Cleveland brought that to my attention by excusing himself from the table. I did not vote on that motion. I should have excused myself. I chair the LOC.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's all right.
Yep. Anyway.
You could have, yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah. Yeah, he's hired by them. Right, there's a difference. Okay, go ahead, Deputy, sorry.
No worries. The recommended motion that council notify Digby indicating the participation in the Highway 101 Task Force.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried.
Recommend a motion that council refer the installation of information panels back to the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, there's nothing under planning advisory. Recreation Advisory, who's on Recreation? Counselor? One of you two? Okay, go ahead there, Deputy.
Recommend a motion that council with representatives from Yarmouth Recreation meet with Jared Purdy to discuss standardization of community use of schools within the town and municipality of Yarmouth.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? Go ahead, Counselor.
Just for clarification, is representatives from Yarmouth Recreation, would that be staff or the Recreation Committee? Or it doesn't, or a combination of both, maybe?
I think, what's that? No, you say what you think it meant. I would say both. Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
But wait a second now. All of council is not going to go down and meet with Mr. Purdy.
Just as representatives.
Yeah, 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 good, okay. Any more discussion on that one? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Okay, so there are reports for information. I had a question on Mariners, but that was answered before I got started. Mayor's report, questions. Any questions for committee's chairs? Okay. Approval of invoices, that various invoices be approved for payment, please. So moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. We don't have checks this week, by the way. Okay, and the date of the next meeting is December the 11th. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. December 11th is good, but I'm just thinking if 2 weeks after that is going to be falling on Christmas. I'm just thinking the work around holidays, I don't know if we move that to a week before or after, if we thought about that.
We don't do, you mean for the committee of the whole? We
Oh.
don't do one in December.
Okay,
Do
then
we?
it's done.
No, we've never, yeah. Look at that, we took care of that business, didn't we? Okay, so the date of the next meeting is December the 11th, and keep in mind, as Councillor Lesser mentioned, like, there is no meeting in December for Cow, so we don't have to worry about that. And we, motion to go in camera, please. Okay, moved and seconded, all those in favor? Aye, contrary, motion carried. Okay,